Follow the breadcrumbs, a community call to action, a collaboration of information between Candy, Fenn, and Kpro. January 2022. Step 1, we'll be going over Jack's side and half of the story. We'll briefly review what we know about him on Reddit. And then we will discover if there's other emails that he's been using, and then a call to action to the community. Step 1, Jack's half of the story. Hasn't Jack said he didn't interact or collaborate with searchers? Jack, being a millennial, participates in Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, obviously emails, forums, and blogs. We're going to be focusing on both Reddit and email for this video. Let's begin with Reddit and what we know and what we think. The Condor 2 database from Reddit taught us so much about the entire story, which has been very surprising. Let's look at why we think Condor 2 is Jack and what we've learned. Though there are hundreds and hundreds of posts to sift through, a couple of the highlights that really do tie Jack to being the Condor 2. Way back, Condor 2 was following Jack's work on the Wonkit and his different political discussions. Later, he asked for others to get a credit card. If you click on that link, it says Jonathan will get credit or points if you get that credit card. The day after the find, Jack posts, well, that aged well. Condor or Jack deleted most of his posts. Several also emailed Jack, and he refused to deny that he was the Condor 2. These are just a few of the highlights. There are hundreds and hundreds of postings that all tie to Jack being Condor 2. So what did analyzing the Condor 2 database of posts from Reddit give us? Well, it verified that Jack was an actual searcher, all the way back to 2018. It showed that Jack interacted with Forrest, as he described the best way to get a response from Forrest, giving him pictures and even calling him. Jack even outlines the different areas that he searched, specifically on the Madison, and Jack's focus on legal and tax implications. And of course, there were many, many posts that took us down rabbit holes, such as moving to Puerto Rico and others like that. And as an unintended consequence, we were able to glean so much of the story due to how many times he posted. We discovered that Jack discovered the treasure in 2019 and didn't go back until 2020 to retrieve it. Many believe there are other Reddit handles, such as In the Wood, where there was a discussion of a fake blaze. Jack actually responds in this posting as Condor 2 about the fake blaze. Others had verified before that Jack was Condor, but this time In the Wood 333, they were not able to verify it. They've now been stonewalled. Well, that was information we already knew. So now let's get to the emails. The emails we know about, the email addresses we know about, and perhaps some new ones with specific detail and facts only. We know that Jack 853198334@gmail.com is Jack's email. We learned this directly from Jack in his Medium article. We We also confirmed this when Jack called in to a Gypsy's Kiss, Jack from Philly, and Toby Eunice had read part of the email before Shelley pulled it away. So we have double confirmation. But Jack seems to have at least 2 other emails and perhaps more. Let's review that information now. This all began when there was discussion of 9 Mile Hole. Candy and Dig and Gypsy were discussing the fake blaze, and Dig and Gypsy searched for emails related to the fake blaze. An email popped up from David Moore. We'll now take a systematic approach to determine if this email is related to Jack. Step 1, we will look at the header, which gives identifying information. Step 2, we will discuss if this account is now active or no longer active. We will discuss many of the emails that were sent to not 1, but 2 searchers from this email address. We will discuss Jack's response when there was an inquiry directly to him related to this person, this possible person, and this email. Step 1 is going into the header information of the emails that were provided. As you can see, this is called source code. And you can see that davidmoore@email.com has the searcher ID of first name Jonathan, last name Stoof, displayed as Jonathan Stoof. This is embedded in the header and cannot change over time. So we had one technical person look at this data and look at this header. We had a second person, completely independent, analyze the header, and they came up with the same results. First name Jonathan, last name Stoof. The second step is just to contact the email directly and inquire. Unfortunately, the account has been disabled and no longer active. Step 3, let's look at the email content, see if it's in line or has any patterns that we know about Jack. Sent December 5th, 2018 from the davidmoore@email.com email. Hi, Dig and Gypsy. I went to 9 Mile Hole last summer and went up the creek there. A little ways before the creek forks, I found an obvious blaze. I now think it's a fake blaze because it doesn't fit Forrest's description, but it looked pretty convincing. I was Googling around and you're the only person I've ever seen write about going up that creek. So I was wondering if you saw the fake blaze there at the time or maybe placed it there yourself. What do you think of the spot? Did you go all the way to the rocky hill up the creek? I assume that's where you saw the huckleberries. I grabbed some up there too. D. December 6, 2018. David Moore to Dig and Gypsy. Haha. Do you know of any other searchers who have been there? Another email from David Moore to Dig and Gypsy about 9 Mile Hole. Oh wow, did you take the obsidian home? I got as far as that rocky hill, started to go along the creek a little further, and ran into 2 snakes and turned back. I think if I'd seen a bear, I would have had a heart attack. I do have some pics from the top of the hill I'm attaching. Is this where you dug? And to follow are 2 pictures that were attached to the email. And yes, all the data has been wiped. All the metadata has been wiped from those pictures. From David Moore to Kpro on December 16, 2018. Hi, Christy. If you legitimately think you have discovered a lead searcher and hit search spot, I don't think you should reveal this on your YouTube show. If it is as compelling as you think it is, it will spur people to run out as if it were a foot race. That is irresponsible when the Rockies are covered in snow and are dangerous as they get. If you really think it's going to solve the poem, you should keep it to yourself and go after the chest when the ground is clear and the temperature is less of a danger. If your true goal is for someone else to find the chest ASAP, I don't understand this motivation. But please wait for the search season to properly begin again to release this information when conditions are safe. I think you do a great job of being responsible with your extra visibility in the chase, and trust you will make the right decision here. Thanks for reading, D. So I had emailed Jack on two possible search partners. One was the Xterra car owner, and one was David Moore. With one of the David Moores, we thought we had identified. He never responded about the Xterra search partner, but he did respond about David Moore. And he said, I have no idea who that person is or what this is all about. I don't know why you keep falling for this stuff, but it seems people enjoy taking advantage of your credulity for their own entertainment. At some point, you have to realize that. There was a particular piece that I've redacted because it was personal, and then please take care of yourself. So why do we care about this? Why is there a call to action? Let's discuss. Jack has said there's another half of the story, and as we uncover and discover different accounts, different emails, different postings, it gives us insight into that story. And we've all been a part of the chase, and we understand that that would be the case. And now that story is unfolding before our eyes. So we know that Jack, under his email, emailed Shannon Odious Soul. He also emailed a Gypsy's Kiss. The email David Moore has emailed Diggin' Gypsy and Kpro. That much we know for sure. You may be asking, what does this mean? Did Jack have a search partner? Or is Jack using multiple email addresses? That's all conjecture and opinion. And we're focusing on the facts. So what's in your inbox? We now have 3 email addresses affiliated with Jack. The 2 new ones are david.moore@email.com or dmore2@mail.com. Please note that both mail and email accounts are considered burner accounts, so there's no official verification processes. The date ranges would be mid-2018 to late 2021 for these email addresses. Jack has indicated only half the story has been revealed. We as a community can discover the other half. There are 3 who significantly contributed to this presentation. We would ask you to email one of us if you have some information or you've searched your inbox and want to share that with us. Please do not dox, threaten, or otherwise illegally obtain any information. We're only asking you to check your inbox for correspondence. Contact information for Candy, Ben, and Kpro is here.